A very pleasant good morning to all. I am Neeraj, Assistant Professor, Department of English and Research Studies, GS Hindu PG College, Amroha. So today's topic is for the session Food for the Thought is a very patriotic poem written by Rabindra Tagore, that is Where the Mind is Free. As you all know that this poem is very patriotic in its nature, and it is written by Rabindranath Tagore in pre-independence period where all the Indians were striving hard to get the freedom from the clutches of the British rule. So this poem originally written in 1910 in Bengali language, and later it was included in the anthology that is called Gitanjali, and Gitanjali was translated into English in 1912, and this anthology got the Nobel Prize for Rabindranath Tagore in 1913. So before starting, what I have read and what kind of novel thoughts I I collected from reading this poem. So I would like to read the text in front of you all. So here is the text. Where the mind is free and head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert scent of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. So this is a text written by uh, Rabindranath Tagore in his anthology Gitanjali, and this is the 35th poem. So basic idea in this poem is a patriotic feeling that is laid down by the writer in front of the readers, that which kind of way we should live, which kind of the vision we should have in our life towards the perfection. So this poem is written in the form of a prayer to God, in which poet prays to God that please God, let my country awake so that my countryman should have a life of enlightenment, should have a life of awakening. As far as the matter of the poet is concerned, he is known as a great poet, dramatist, and activist too. And he is also known as the Bard of the Bengal. So Rabindranath Tagore is a very famous personality in the field of the literature, in the field of social activism. As far as the matter of Rabindranath Tagore is concerned, he is very patriotic in his approach, and especially if we talk about Gitanjali, it is filled with the 103 unique songs, unique poems. From that, you have the crystal clear vision of the life, that which kind of life you should live, which kind of vision you have to lead towards the perfection in your life. So here it is when the poet says that where the mind is free and head is held high. So he wants to say that mind is free from some diseases. Which kind of disease? That can be social diseases, like as our society has been suffering from social diseases like dowry system, caste, color, and creed. So we should be free from such narrow clutches as we were in the clutches of British Empire, British rule. So after the independence, we can relate it afterward. Actually, it was written in the pre-independence period to motivate and to inspire the countrymen to fight towards the perfection, to fight to get the freedom for the countrymen, but we can relate it in the post independence period also, that we our countrymen should free from the clutches of the narrow ideology, and head is held high. Head should be filled with the clear vision, should be filled with the uh, clear ideology. And when he says that where knowledge is free means that your knowledge is your weapon, your knowledge is your power. So knowledge should be free, knowledge should be imparted to all without any prejudices, without any partial attitude. So knowledge is free. And again, when he says that where the word has not been broken up into fragments, uh, it is seen in the society that we all believe in caste system. There are some Hindus, there are some Muslims, there are Sikhs and Isai, and whole society has been broken up into the fragments. And again, our next level of the fragmentation is not in the ideology, that this one is right, this one is bad, this one is good, this is not. So such kind of differentiation, such kind of fragmentation should not be seen in our society. But if there is society, there are different opinions. If there are not different opinions, there is no society. Such kind of ideology we have in our life. But the basic propaganda, the basic fact which the poet want to impart is that you should have your different opinions, but you should not be divided, as this was done by the British rule. That divide and rule was their policy to rule any country. So our next line is where words come out from the depth of truth. Where words come out from the depth of truth means that your voice should be your power. You should speak truth. You should not speak under the pressure of some outer forces. You should not lead the path which is full of lies, which is full of manipulations. You should be free from all this. Next, where the where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, when he says that you should strive hard in your life to get success unless and until you got the perfection. So you should not have the lazy attitude in your life. You should not live a lethargic life. You should be energetic. You should be motivated to get your goal in time. So where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. The clear stream of reason means that you should not divert your way. You should not be under the pressure of some others' ideology. Into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. You should not be slave of some bad habits. You should have healthy habits in your life. You should live your life energetically, with some healthy thoughts, with some healthy ways to live the life, into the ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My father, in the end, he makes a prayer. He pray to the God that please, oh God, let my country awake. How can it be a better version of itself? So, in the end, I would like to say that it is the poem written in pre-independence period, but we can relate it in present time also. How? As we all live in the world of diversity, so we should have the diverse thinking, but we should not mislead our path. We should have the clear reason. We should have the right ideology in our life. We should be patriotic in our life to serve our country, as this poem is in its nature itself. And with this moral lesson, I want to conclude that I am very much impressed by this poem, and I hope you all enjoyed this poem very well. Thank you very much.